Hi, I'm Christian, and I can cook. Chances are, if you're watching this show, you either don't know how to cook, you want to learn something new, or you really like my face. Either way, I got you. I'm making pork carnitas tacos. I chose this dish today because they're delicious, super fun to share with friends, and ridiculously easy to make. Let's do it. Part of what makes this dish so easy is how few ingredients we need. For our protein, we'll be using pork shoulder or pork butt. Make sure it's boneless. We'll be cooking it with 1 large onion, or in this case, 2 small ones. Teamwork. Some garlic, chipotle peppers in adobo sauce, and some chicken broth. We'll be spicing it up with some bay leaves, cumin, coriander, and oregano. We'll be topping it off with some vegetable oil and sea salt. So first, we're gonna cut the onions. We're gonna want them in pretty big pieces here. So cut off the root. This is the part that makes you cry. So if you really wanna cry, you can just rub it in your eyes. The easiest way to peel garlic is to cut off the ends and then to press it underneath the blade. Once you do that, all the skin will just come right off. After we're done mincing the garlic, we have to prep the pork. We're gonna wanna cut them into about 2-inch chunks. The smaller they are, the easier they'll cook and the easier they'll shred. What you're gonna want is a large stock pot. If you get one that's too small, you're not gonna have enough room to work with. It's gonna be difficult to simmer down. All right, so just go ahead and throw in that pork butt. You can add those onions and the garlic. What I wanna do now is to add all the spices. Unfortunately, I should have the coriander and cumin ground. Fortunately, I got one of these. Now, if you don't have one of these at home, you can go at it with a bowl and a spoon, but it's not gonna be as nice. We're gonna add it in with the rest of the stuff here. Now add bay leaves, salt. We're gonna add about 4 or 5 chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. Now, this can be a little hard to find. You might have to go to a few grocery stores, look in the can section or the ethnic food section. We have to add in the chicken broth. So now, we're ready to start cooking. First, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this to a boil, then we're gonna lower the temperature and let it simmer for a few hours. All right, so we let that simmer down for about 4 hours. Look at that, it's shredded to perfection. If you take a whiff of that, you can smell that coriander mixing with that cumin, the chipotle peppers and the adobo sauce. It's nice and hot, but it doesn't burn your nose. Let's move on to the next step. All right, so now we're gonna transfer this to the baking sheet. I've already lined it with aluminum foil. Make sure to spread your carnitas evenly so when we stick it in the oven, it'll crisp up nicely. So right before we pop this into the oven, I'm gonna put a nice little drizzle of vegetable oil right over the top of this here. And now, for the fun part. We're gonna grab a corn tortilla. We're gonna put a layer of our carnitas, then they fall right apart right in the tortilla there. Now you can add whatever you like. I'm gonna put some onions for that crunch, a little bit of sour cream to cool it down, and I'm gonna add some cilantro for that freshness. These are my awesome pork carnitas tacos. I'm Christian, and I just cooked. These are delicious.
604 Nom Nom.